Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Retro Monday OVAdrive. Today, for our mutual viewing pleasure, I have selected Birth, the 1984 OVA coming out of Kaname Productions, 1 year before they also produced Genmu Senki Lida, or the legend of fucking Lida goes to the place and does a thing. That's my second time recording it and I still fucked it up. Um, um, I'm not gonna restart. Nope. Okay, we're gonna watch Birth. This is a pretty acclaimed OVA in certain circles and a pretty unacclaimed OVA in other circles. It is what a lot of people have called and referred to as an animator's OVA, and a large part of that is that it is animation directed, key animated, storyboarded, a whole bunch of things by Yoshinori Kaneda, forefather of the Kaneda style of lots of things like light flares and certain types of character acting and a whole style, a whole feel, a whole vibe, and an entire array of effects choices and ways that explosions look and ways that things look and ways that things move on screen, and a huge contributor to the way that anime looks today and the way that certain things feel. Big examples of his style come in lots of things in Yu Yu Hakusho, tons of things in Panty and Stocking, lots of Trigger's whole vibe is very leaning into that Kaneda style animation, and in fact they modeled a lot of Kill la Kill's whole stylistic choices off of that stuff. So a big contributor to the way that anime looks and feels. And this OVA in and of itself, or movie if you want to call it that, it's an hour and 19 minutes, so it's a little longer than most of them, has a lot of people on it. So just to check off some boxes, it is directed by Shinya Sadamitsu, who is maybe the least acclaimed person that I could find on the staff list, at least in a position other than second key animation. Shinya Sadamitsu has done a lot of little direction things, a lot of episode direction, a lot of storyboards on things, including stuff on Gundam, stuff on other things, but is nowhere near some of the industry legends that are on this docket. The music is by Joe Hisaishi, sick. Animation of all forms by Yoshinori Kaneda. Mechanical design by Osamu and Makoto Kobayashi, who I went and looked, and I can't determine whether they're siblings or related in some way. I don't think they are. I mean, Kobayashi's not the most uncommon last name, but and a whole shitload of other animators, including one Maeda and a whole bunch of other people, and too many to honestly list off. But got some cool music, got an okay director, got a ton of animators, and a ton of Kaneda's particular style animators, along with some key animation by Hideaki Anno. Oh, who's that guy? So we've got an hour and 20 minutes of a 1984 Kaname Productions OVA, and it's going to be some kind of weird fantasy world, and I don't know what else to expect about it, except that I like the character designs that I can see, at least from the promo art and the cover art and stuff. They're really cute, kind of, and we'll see how this goes. I think that's all I want to say here. Let's watch the movie and see if it's any good, or at least if it's got any good things in it. Because it may be that this is the kind of film that might be less than its component pieces, where its component pieces are fucking awesome, and then the actual thing doesn't really come together. But we'll see. Yeah, let's give it a watch. So I downloaded the Neo 1024 version of Birth. I hope that's a good version. If it's not, well, screw me, right? That sucks. But that's the one we're gonna watch. I've got it up and ready to go. There will be two versions. Picture-in-picture version with the video up there will be in the description. Timer version will be up on YouTube. Early access to the next week's things will be up on Patreon. And also, if you just want to support what I do, that's super helpful. And that's it. Let's go. Beep beep timer. Oh, it's red. Oh, it's a planet? Nope, that's stars. It's a pinhole? What am I looking at? Oh, it's tons of galaxies. Okay. So, long ago in a galaxy far, far away. This is pretty rad. It's a marble. It has moons. Oh, that's really rad. This whole sequence is pretty fucking cool. Well, immediately the style shows. Just squash and stretch all day. Oh my god. It's so cute. It's gonna get eaten. Oh, shit. Dude, it's so fucking animated. I don't have anything to say other than just how animated it is. What? All of that debris. What? Oh. Hi, actual character? What the fuck? What? It's so movie. Everything's moving. Hi. Yeah. Yeah, back it off. All that debris, all those rocks. Okay. You just got hit on by a blob. Oh, that's sick. That's a cool shot. Okay, that whole oh, the way that yellow thing moved. Okay, cool music. Cool mechanical design. Cool character design. Facial expressions out the wazoo. Weird beast monster things. Does she have a full face mask? So needs a spacesuit? Got rad tricks. And is kind of hot. Rasa? Is that way off? But the sound effects were on. Uh-oh. What is that? Oh my god, the movement. What the fuck? I am bowling ball. Oh my goodness. I don't care about these rocks. Booty. Sorry. I guess Monga did it. Nice. What? Okay, no, wait. She's got a space helmet, but she has cleavage. Wait, what? That doesn't make any. Okay. Character design. Wow. There's that one frame where it just jumps. What? What is happening? Looks like a diagram of mitosis. What? What? Okay. It's a sword now. That was cool. Oh, this is a title sequence. I mean, these are cool galaxy backgrounds. They're neat. I feel like we already covered these bases in the like intro sequence. It's a groovy track. I wonder what the bowling ball thing is. Joe. Okay, it is a sword. It's not just a random visual. I mean, it might be just a random visual still, but... Oh. Oh. Cool ship. Kind of reminds me in a way of Dragon's Heaven a little bit. Wait, what? Plot setup. Just destroy your own ship everything you do. Truly amazing, Mr. Bao Luzon. What? What? Oh my god, there are so many flares. What? The way the characters move in and out of frame. Puffs of smoke. This is ridiculous. What? How is this guy alive? You gotta be relatively careful in such impact frames. The whole ship is fucking moving. We can't. What was that? I gotta timestamp that. What was that? There's like a red flash? Oh my god, these flashes. Oh my god. Starting on the mouth and pulling out. What? There's actually too much going on to be, like, visually trackable. Oh. Boop. Oh my god. Mr. Kim, you gotta stop working for this guy. You really gotta stop working for. Okay, they didn't reappear 600 meters away. And they're dead. Oh. Oh. And they're dying. Time to crash land on the planet. Ah, the cigarette falls away. Nope, you pay me. Hi. Why is he obsessed with this person he doesn't know? This Rasa girl? He called her Rasa. And then that's the shade. Mysterious sword of light. Literally the opposite of shade. Okay. I'm hard confused, and I'm alright with it at this point. It looks... Oh, hello. I am the chosen one. What are you writing? Oh my god, it's a chocobo. See, it's the opposite of shade. It's the light. Bye, chocobo. I am the chosen one. So edgy. He's like Kid Vegeta. Whoa, Kid Vegeta, no! Oh my god, the color scheme for this whole sequence is insane. What? What the fuck? Okay. Gotta save the princess, I guess? Weird. Oh. Onada. Oh, that shadow was awesome. Oh, that spinning shot's awesome. I'm just gonna end it. Okay. Hi, pretty lady. You turned into a ball of light and flew away. The fuck am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that? Alright, I'll take this sword, I guess. Okay, it's a sword. It's a sword. Ah. Oh, shit. Bowling ball? I guess that's one of the inorganics, right? It's gotta be. Well, looks like we maybe have a fight scene? What the fuck? Oh. Okay. That's the inorganic. It only has one arm. That's rad as hell. Oh, sword from the stone. Am I the chosen one? Cool. Better yank on that sword, dude. The smoke is awesome. The mechanical stuff is amazing. The lighting on everything's fucking awesome. So far, this is so deep into Rule of Cool. Oh my god. Classic cut. Oh my god, the split frame. I love that. I will admit the sound effects and okay, that's a sick cut. Split frame again. Love it. The sound effects kind of suck. Could be way better. I think they nailed them way better a year later in Lita. Hey, I am the chosen one. Oh, his sword is different? The sword is different when he holds it? Oh, it's a classic. Creature pops up to show a character going by. These bad guys? Fuck you! Fuck y'all. What are you even on? Looks ugly. Can you see? Look at that booty. Yeah. The fuck you talking about? She fucking fine. So they're organics riding inorganic bikes. Or are they inorganics? Because they've got the one, like, thing. Goal! What's up? Uh-oh. Arrgh. No. Oh my god. All these crazy, like, tricks that she does. She's got some crazy grip strength just to hold on to this bike this whole time. It's awesome. Cool shot. Hmm. Oh, Caltrops. She has a floating bike, dog. It floats. You don't. What do you even do? She floats. Clearly. So weird. Wow. Later. All right, where are we headed? Some cave. Oh, we're in a cave now. Oh my god. What? Stop it. Oh my god, stop that shit. What? Oh, it's narrower and narrower and narrower, and she makes it through, but will he? No, he explodes. Cool fire. I mean, it's just shapes, but that's the style, right? It works. Not funny. I could not read any of that. Oh, these are ugly as hell. What the hell? Okay, Trash City. I assume that's Boy Vegeta. Oh, really? That's the most exposition that we've gotten. Herm. Hmm. Okay, so his sword is all curved. That's new and different. That's a big glyph. You might have to fight. Oh, nope. Just zippity zap. Boom, bop, boom, pow. Okay. Oh ho ho. Nope. Nope. Do not punch the inorganics. Get the sword, dude. You gotta be a sword dude. Crazy martial arts stuff from Boy Vegeta. I guess it's, oh, they're back. They're still after her, I guess. What? There's a little kid one. What? Fuck off. What? Oh, okay. Sure. Well, maybe it's because you're an asshole. Yeah, but you're an asshole. Hey, look, it's some nice birdies. Definitely not vultures. Are we just having a moment for this kid inorganic? We're just gonna have a moment. Totally not a character. What the shit? Maybe he is a character. Who knows? Salvador Dali clocks? What? Wha- Oh shit. I thought you wanted to like hit on her, not murder her. I guess it's both. I guess they don't really. What the fuck was that cut? What? Okay, this is back to this fight for survival. Man, the stakes are all fucking over the. Oh my god, what? Crazy looking explosions. Super recognizably Kanada style. What a cut! What another cut! Okay, there's no connecting tissue. Okay, we get the sword. Get the sword. Barely. Nice. Lucky. Not anymore. Shit, 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 shit. Get the sword. Wow. Yep, that's Nom. Wow. Nice catchy. Oh. Nice first-person POV. What? What? Oh, let's go. Nice catchy number 2. Shit. Oh. I guess that was an option. Thanks, Mamba, or I don't even remember. And saves him instead. And sword. Grr, I am an inorganic and I'm evil. Manga. Really the least of our worries right now. Really the least of our worries, Rasa. Sword? Sword. Just gonna leave it? Honestly, pretty close, yeah. Good name. Ah. It's straight again. What? Tripping balls, dude. What? What? Trying to wrap my head around this is just... Why does he have a scythe? It's just not working. Now we're jousting. Zero connective tissue, man. Good move. Okay. Why does the sword keep changing? Like, straight up scene to scene, it's different. Okay, that's pretty cool. Alright, honestly, they got some chemistry. They got a little rapport of hating each other going. And then there's the big inorganic incoming. Wah, you're riding a McDonald's bike, dude. Oh. And now it's exploded. Jeez. A little bit close for comfort. Okay. Whew, indeed. Oh man, these cuts are awesome. Oh, he's got a face now. That's the first time he's had a face. It's a trick. Yeah, it feels like they've been chasing you for hours. Yeah. What a face. Are we just leaving Nom? We're just leaving Nom. Shit, not the bike. Oh, okay, that doesn't seem efficient. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, really, how does she drive that thing while she's flailing around like that? I don't understand the mechanics of it's rad, but what? Creates a lot of momentum. Whee! Longa, can you do the parachute thing again? It'd be really nice if you could do the parachute thing again. We could just float across. Oh no, we had to leave the bike. Oh, and we broke the helmet. Ow, 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 ow. Ooh. Oh my god. Okay. Bye. Fuck you. We didn't defeat this thing. Oh, it chased her instead of chasing after Nam. Oh. What? 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 Oh! Hi. That's convenient. I guess that ship with Kim and Bao on it just shows up here. Oh. Haven't seen them for a while. What? I guess we know that guy, actually. So he actually had a thing with a... Please get off of me. Please? Yeah, okay. Thanks. Super sad, dude. Oh, that's actually kind of rad. Berries. Nom 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 nom. Yeah. Sorry if you hear a child crying in the background. There is a child crying in the background. Not sure why he's not at daycare. Weird. It's what? I'm not giving you this to you. Why are you wearing flippers? Lol, no. But it seems important. Oh, thanks for expositing that. Arlia. Oh. Yeah, but did she have booty like this? What's up? Sorry. What? I mean, true, but what? Go this way. I am a plot device. Follow the glowing orb. Oh, hi. Well, he's obsessed with you. Oh, uh, uh. Oh, fangs out. Oh, ya, ma, ya, wa, wa, ya, wa, wa. What the shit? When did we take the ayahuasca? Legit, we took the ayahuasca. Okay, sure. Oh, okay. I can dig it. Okay, yeah. So it's just Evangelion. Cool. Except the other way around. Sort of. And completely not. Okay. Yeah, but likening them to a cancer is actually that makes sense. Almost like narratively important. Okay. We got some common metaphorical patterns here. The divine power of life, the eventual coagulation of life into a greater entity. These are all patterns that reappear in different pieces of media. I mean, it's nothing. It's a nothing burger, but I'm intrigued. Okay, did it just change again? The sword just keeps shifting. Sad. Think with something other than your dick, Bao. Come on. Oh, what? Oh, incoming. Hi. What's coming after it? Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's a giant inorganic. Oh no. What? Booty. Explosions. What? Ugh. Giant glowing red eye didn't clue you in? Ugh. I love so much of the visual insanity. The lack of connective tissue really turns me off, man. Okay. All right, buddy. Like, is this a comedy? Is this funny? Is it terrifying? This is obviously a life or death battle, but then he's also saying funny things. What? Why? What vegetable now? Okay, it's spinach. Okay, cool. Oh no, his most dangerous technique. Spinach. What the fuck? Oh my god. Booty. Every time that we move the camera in a way that is explicitly and specifically to show off her butt, I'm just gonna say booty. It happens a lot. It happens almost every time she's on screen. Alright, manga. What? Oh, fuck. There are more. Alright, that's actually terrifying. Cool flashes. Don't fuck with Among Us. They seem to be invulnerable. Oh, can they morph into multis? Obviously, they can change their shapes and just warp and shit. Uh-oh. He's gonna call some friends, maybe. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. What? Ah, the old manga. Yes, little manga. You, uh, I feel my brain shrinking, but I feel my eyes expanding. We are halfway through. Oh, there's another bowling ball. Oh, that was a different one. See, that's a nice, creepy image. Giant bowling ball flying through the sky. It's cool. Crazy effects. Uh-oh. Awaken. Titans of inorganicness. Oh, we just have the ship. Cool. We can just go anywhere. I don't know. Okay. Thanks, Kim. Wait, where did you get these pictures? What's a Pony 7? I hope it's rad. Oh, okay, it's pretty rad. It's also really cute. Aww. And it can do tricks. Yeah, it's pretty rad. Fuck no. We're in the desert, dude. Who has licenses? Okay, what? Oh, that's gotta be Bao. Bao is fully just playing Borderlands. Yeah, this is old school. Okay, sure. Otoko no Roman? Like Romance of Boy? That actually makes sense as like an adventure novel or something. Uh-oh. Titans of Inorganicness. Where did we just show up here and there's a fight? Why did we come here? No reason. Lots of... Oh, that's rad. You didn't? Oh my god, what a cut. Oh my god, it just keeps going. Uh, uh, sick. Do you want to kickflip in a Jeep? Driving on walls. What the hell? There's no reason for any of it, and yet it's pretty cool. I think that sums up the entire thing, right? Those light effects are so stylistically, like, clear. Oh, jeez. That didn't seem to work. Green one. Oh, it's blue. Okay. Ah! Okay. I should really like that with the, like, putting us in the center of the spray. These fully animated shots from above are awesome. There are so many things, so many sequences that in isolation, I just want to, like, I can see animators looking at that and being like, that's the best way to do XYZ, and then copying it for other things. Like, I see the influences of this film everywhere. The film itself kind of has nothing going on. It's got a lot going on. It's got too much going on. Oh, it can fly. Weird. Super weird. Oh, okay. Incoming still. Oh, jeez. It's a Jeep, dude. Pretty fucking awesome. Pretty fucking awesome. It's just a big black ball, dude. You're not gonna be able to shoot it to death. It won't work. Uh-oh. The whole building is coming down, isn't it? Oh, man. I really thought we were gonna go hard on a building demolition sequence. Considering that every other time we've had the option to, like, do something insane, we just do it. Oh, okay. So, the old city. Yeah. The past world. Very familiar. Cool. Now we could do something interesting with this, or not. So everyone in the city fully died unexpectedly. The what? So not the shade. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh. Oh. Like Ender's Game style. Cool. I will. Just to be clear, I think that's the first time we have a character motivation other than run away from the things that are chasing me. So that's something. You have a sword. All right, whatever. Huh? It's dangerous to go alone. Take me. Vroom vroom, and off he goes. Yahoo! Gotta be super dangerous to be riding around with a sword strapped to your back on a bike. Uh-oh. And not everything will go as planned. Oh, what a cut. Incoming big boy. Hello, I am big boy. Oh my god, that debris. Wow. Wow. That's a totally different bike, right? It's fully different. Shit just morphs between scenes and it doesn't matter. Okay, this sequence just keeps going. Amazing. Amazing. Oh no, it's two big boys. Beefcakes. Wow, that shadow moving across that floor is awesome. It reminds me of something and I don't know what, but it tickles something in the back of my brain. Whoa. Okay, this is the first time that I've like felt like the sound effects were on point. The reflection is cool. Nice hide. The little blue creature again. Ooh, indeed. Uh-oh. Fuck. Shit. Somehow in this maze of a city, she sees that. Wow, that pullout from the reflection was amazing. Whole movie's just chase sequence, chase sequence, chase sequence, chase sequence. Uh-huh. Cute, cute, cute. Whoa, weird flash. So many of those. So stylistically, like, unique, but then obviously copied by everything afterward. Getting a real clear understanding of the Kanada's style, you know? Which is most of the point of watching this thing. Wow, what a sequence. Nutty. Okay, it just keeps going. Oh my god, it's still going. Oh my god, it's still going. Ow. Whoa. I feel like this film has more background animated shots than I have ever seen in any piece of media. It's insane. It's actually insane. Again, background. What? What? Did his cavity just yell at? Whoa, he just flickered. Cool, the reflection in the mirror. Whoa. No, manga! Oh, he's fine. Okay. Namu! What wound? From falling off a giant building, or from what? 'Cause you've had, like, 10, like... Okay, doesn't matter. Oh, he's gonna find the bunga 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 bunga. What even is this cut? What? What the fuck? Is it, though? Seems like the move to make. Man, he is lucky that that sword has not touched one of the walls. Kink. Those explosions are dope. Oh. Oh, okay. Yay. Thanks, Cam. Oh, we are colored in a way. Very dramatic lighting. Big bomb. Oh. Oh. Oh, what? What? Whoa, moving toward the button, huh? That's super stark and dramatic and interesting. Tell me that's not the explode this planet into plasma button. You should probably know that before you touch it. Whoa. Oh, there's the Bonga Bazooka. It doesn't look so bad. That was a weird hard cut. What? Why are the terrifying monsters also funny? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like, the sound effect of them being terrifying is great, and then they're just bouncing around. Ugh. It's so muddled. It's so muddled. It could be so good. I mean, it is, but it's weird. I don't know. Your ponytail betrays... Oh, it actually does. I see you. Back to another chase sequence. Let's go. Alrighty. Ah, yes. Let me just shoot this randomly. Nothing bad will ever happen. Don't. Fucking hell. Oh, wow. How do you get out of a collapsing skyscraper? Oh, I guess you just get out. He went down those stories real fast. Don't! But he doesn't know that, so, you know. Alright. Are we there? We're there. Don't shoot it! Somebody yell at him not to shoot it. Ah, that thing. No! Namu! Does the readout not have a warning will explode entire planet? No, 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 no. Oh, okay, cool, we did it. Oh. Still better than exploding the entire planet. And we're out. Cool. Back to another chase sequence. Yes! Yeah, time to leave. We have found the MacGuffin in the underworld of our historical past. Now we can escape. Oh my god, what a sequence. Cool. Rad. Oh my god, it's ultra super duper rad. Nope. Big cannonballs. We can't fly now. Bow! He runs real good for wearing flippers. Oh, it looks like we got both sides of the thing now. What? Oh, I guess we can fly still. Sort of. Okay. Hi. What? Thanks. I will try. Oh, sword. Oh, that's what he looks like. It's not useless. I am the chosen one. I am boy Vegeta. Ow. Ow. Maybe she's the chosen one. Maybe Monga's the chosen one. Rasa, grab the sword. Rasa, grab the sword. Oh, shit. Eject. Okay, good. She's fine. Whee! Okay, she's still gonna fall like 400 feet. Oh, Monga can, parachute. Monga shoot. Engage. What? Pew, pew. Oh, fuck, manga shoot. No! Okay. Oh, okay. Scary. Where is sword? What? Really? Like, really, Kim? No. Self-sacrifice bow? No, you can't do anything. Oh, his hair is glowing. Okay. What? Ow. He dies from this, right? Like he cracks like an egg? Nah, he's fine. This movie has no stakes. Except maybe exploding the entire planet. Nope, he's fully fine. Okay, yeah, sure, alright. Yeah. Yeah, totally. No bones broken. Everything's groovy. Yeah, what? Okay. 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 Oh. I guess storms here suck. Oh. Glowing sword is glowing. Oh. That's not a storm. That's a ship. A Mega Mongo Ultra ship. Okay. Is this the inorganics? Everything upside down? And all freaky? Like a cancer upon the planet? Yep. Cool. That's actually pretty rad. Super cool animation. PSA complete. What? What are they doing? Why are they okay? Oh. I guess that's the planet we're on? Where's the sword? I assumed that the sword was important. Maybe it's not. I guess he was a character. He had an arc. Yeah, that'll kill us all. Ooh boy. Oh my god, the little kid is gonna do it. Oh my god. full red pill. This kid is full red pilled. Oh shit, he shot it. What if it doesn't work? What if it straight up doesn't work and all we know is lies? That would be pretty good. Bing. Uh-oh. Doing. Sword. What is sword? Okay. You've succeeded in your mission of destroying literally everything, huh, kid? What? That's a deeply sad ending. We're gonna get in the ship and fly away? Like, leave the whole planet to be destroyed? What? Will Weird Sword Lady save us? Or do we all just die? Or is this all just so that we can do a beautiful the world gets destroyed sequence? Yup. Kim fades out. Bao fades out. Later, boy Vegeta. This is like Ava level world is destroyed shit. What the fuck? I mean, I know that there was no point from the beginning, but wow, that's dark. Oh, that's super cool. Okay. Oh. Kim? The sword saved us? Or no, our consciousnesses live on inside the multi-consciousness of the sword, right? What? This is part of the birth of a new being. Fuck, call the film Death. It's the exact opposite point of Ava, right? Like the exact opposite point. One part of a larger whole, all within the unified, glowing white consciousness of Arlia. Oh, and another. Oh, and we have cupcakes, so everything's okay, right? And this doesn't mean anything because we can't hear what they're saying. And everybody is a bubble. This is deeply broken story. So broken. Tell me me this is just zoom into white and fade, and we're in the ED. And the ED is just production materials and promo art and yeah, okay. Watercolor test art stuff and specific art, okay? Oh my, with an infinite blessing. So this is clearly a specific song written for this. Yoshinori Kanada, Nabeshima Kageyama, Inomata Ochi, Yamashita Tamura, Agatsuma Hayashi, Kawaguchi, and Tada. But they don't survive. That's a lot of voice actors just for the manga tribe. That's insane. Ultra depressing. For the brightest, most colorful film that we've watched in a while, including California Crisis, this one's ultra depressing, man. What the fuck? Ah. Hey, there's Ano. Who is that guy? Oh, Masakatsu Iijima. Taki Awada. Kaneda Makiko. Koji Ito. Okay. Eiko Yamauchi. Ishida Atsuko. Okay. Oh man, lots of people. Takahashi Kazunori. Keiji Nakamura. Appeared serially in Tokuma Shoten motion comic? How? Weird. Eight seconds. Oh, wow. Ooh, that ending is sour. That ending is real sour, unfortunately. It's a cool sequence, but that's something that can be said about the entire film. Okay. Quick overall impression before we start diving into some of the animation shenanigans that are going on here. Quick overall impression, ultra disconnected, poorly put together and executed overall film structure. It just doesn't have a structure. There are no ligaments connecting these bones together. It's the characterization is minimal. The plot doesn't exist and resolves in a way that doesn't make sense and makes it not exist more. Like, there are ways that we could have ended that would have kind of made it wrap into something coherent, and it doesn't. Sword shows up out of nowhere, isn't important really for the actual like progression of the plot. We get random lights that shine and do stuff. We set up weird characters like the little biker kid who ends up being the one who pulls the trigger later because he's just fucking hates everything, which actually works thematically for that character. Maybe the most characterization of any character in the show, because like Bao just kind of sucks. is just kind of a goofy solo materialist who's obsessed with Rasa because he's obsessed with her, but he's like a sad middle-aged guy. Kim just follows him around and is like, oh, this Bao guy, but I also love him, sort of, like, he's my friend. Nam has nothing going on. He's just there to do cool things and flips and shit. Rasa is just jiggly butt, like that. It's really sad that that's basically what her character amounts to. She demonstrates like some levels of competence at riding a scooter bike and running away from things, but that's literally all she does throughout the movie. She's just, people are into her and she's just riding around on bikes. Neat. Manga is a blob, so what are you gonna do about that? And I don't think I've missed any characters. I think that's it. We get grandma and grandpa who are just sitting around being like, yes, the tea is good. Yum. I wonder where the kids are. Who knows? That's the whole cast. And then there's Arlia, a weird sword woman who doesn't really exist and is seemingly some kind of coagulated angel creature manifested of multiple consciousnesses blended together, but is also a separate entity that doesn't really say anything and just lives in a world where everybody's consciousnesses are bubbles, waiting for the eventual, like, enough consciousnesses to all come together for that shit to happen. Okay, cool. Then we get some thematic elements that are like, each one is archetypally interesting and like metaphorically and symbolically could be really intriguing. For example, there is the descent into the underworld of the past, where it's a recognizably modern cityscape that is now covered over by the rest of the world of like ash and desert and nothingness. And there are recognizably people there, and they're all fucking dead because of radioactivity and I assume the atomic bombs and shit. And they were like, there were scientists there who were going for the device that would spell doomsday for the entire world, but they shot each other and like literally tripped over each other and killed all of themselves to get to it, is the way that I read that sequence. So we go there and we pull the MacGuffin device that is actually the thing that will destroy the world, instead of being a thing that produces like anything valuable. There's nothing valuable to be found in the past. There's only horror and death and decay and another chase sequence and an object that will destroy everything. But it's kind of the hope for the universe, but also not. And then we squander that hope for the universe because we're stupid and we all die. But it's okay that we did that because the sword carries on our legacies. Ultimately muddled, like ultimately muddled. Um, because that's like, that's the Campbellian hero mythos, is you go into the underworld, you find the thing that is important from your past, from your culture, from history, and you bring that up with you and unite with it and create something better with which you can use that to fight off the inorganics, which are some kind of thing of like despair and lack of life, right? Like um um Gurren Lagann is another series that has a somewhat similar set of themes in certain ways, where we've got this underground peoples who have to use, like, it's the spark of life versus the thing that tries to take life away from us, right? And they using it's like it's individualism and the power of the group, but of the group of specific distinct individuals who fights against that, and that's the story of humanity, right? Is the Gurren Lagann mythos. This just doesn't. It just doesn't. They just fail. They find the object that they could use to defeat the inorganics by, like, I guess selling it to the Star military or whatever, and then they fuck up and the world explodes. Because I guess that was all the runtime that we had, and we decided to have a really sad fucking ending. But then we undercut that entire thing by having the coagulated like mentality of everybody come back together, and everything's like peachy, and we see all our characters smile as they become part of the unitary cohesive whole that is the sword. But we came into this not really expecting the story to make sense. And guess what? It fucking doesn't. This thing needed a little bit more time in the writer's room, man. Like a lot more time in the writer's room. Because it squanders, honestly, it's sad because it squanders all of the visual stuff that's going on. Because while we love visual stuff and visual stuff is great, it's got to be in service of telling the story. And this is the opposite. The story, big air quotes, is in service of showing us cool visuals, and it doesn't work that way. The medium of anime and of a movie that I sit here for an hour and 20 minutes watching, it has to do something with story. It has to. It has to. I can't just be entertained for an hour and 20 minutes by visual fuckery. So this is a really, really cool example of why you need story in order to drive, like, you need it to be the other way around. You need a cohesive narrative that we can like identify with and get something out of in order to like use animation to tell that story. This is the opposite. This is where the narrative is in service of the animation itself. And that's fine in a way, but it really doesn't work in many, many other ways. It really doesn't. Now, that said, there is a reason that this thing exists, and that reason is there are a bunch of animators who wanted to make it. The reason is also, this was 1984, baby. There's a lot of money in OVAs, and you can make something cool looking and sell a bunch of copies of it. Doesn't matter if it really makes a lot of money. Doesn't matter what's going on. The studios have the money to make the thing, and a bunch of animators wanted to make some cool stuff happen. And guess what? They made some cool stuff happen. It's true. It's true. And I said it before. There are a ton of scenes and sequences over the course of this film that I recognize from other places because other places have straight copied them from here. The style, and this was my purpose in watching this thing, was to understand better the Kannada style. And I got up an hour and 20 minutes of nothing but, pretty much, right? It's hyper stylistic, hyper animated. Everything is moving and it's crazy and it's over the top and it's bonkers. It's just not in service of any kind of narrative. And I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just I need more narrative in my narrative at medium, because the way that I view anime and animation is it's a stacked, layered medium. And with every layer that's quality, the quality of the overall whole improves dramatically. So anime is a medium that tells stories, that tells them with art, that amplifies them with music and sound design, that amplifies those with voice acting to give our characters life and feeling and identifiability as human to some extent, or not. They can be aliens, I don't give a shit, but they have to have something identifiable to them. And you stack all of those things together and you create something that works on multiple levels of interpretation, and you point all of those levels of interpretation toward one common goal, and that creates the almost transcendental feeling of watching something that's really high quality, that's really good. And the shows that do that are the ones that I see explode not only in popularity, but in they make people feel things that aren't just transcendent feelings. I'm using transcendent in two different ways. Feelings that aren't just temporary, the kinds of feelings that can actually change lives, are the ones where all those layers are stacked up on one another. Evangelion is one of those shows where I feel like even with all the flaws in that series, the layers are stacked in such a way that the visual language, the audio that's going on, the story that's occurring, the characters and characterization of those characters, and the whole plot and the themes of it stack in a way that makes people realize something about themselves, about the world, about life, and about their relationship with the universe. And I think that Gurren Lagann is another one. It's a powerful one for me in particular because of its narrative of that like individuality of humanism, of fighting against the eternal dread of nothingness, against unlife, and against, to some extent, nihilism, which is, it seems, the thing that wins in this case, right? Ooh. So I think this is a really cool example of what happens when you isolate one of the pillars upon which anime is built, and you just focus on that pillar to the expense of everything else. The narrative just doesn't exist. There are a lot of sequences in this film that I think would be way cooler and way better if they had just done another pass with the sound design. There's a lot of sound design stuff that doesn't work super well for me. Likewise, I think there are multiple moments in this film that are muddled emotionally. And I mentioned one in particular, which is where, well, I think one of the best pieces of the sound design and the best pieces of design and feel in the film is in the underground city where we have the big robots going by, and they make this like low pitched sound, and that works. It works super well. It's creepy. It's overbearing. It's scary. It feels big. It feels ominous. It's all of those things. And then in a later sequence, we have that same thing going on, but there are little mini robots following them around, going doink 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 doink, and bouncing off walls and shit, and just loses it. The plot is lost. And there are a bunch of things like that throughout the film that are just silly, just really like. Silly is okay, and the opening sequence of this film is silly, but it works. It's fine because it's just an an animation showcase, maybe. But when you undercut serious moments with silliness, it doesn't work. When you clash things together in a way that doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. And when your plot is a nothing burger, it's a nothing burger, and I want my burger. So let's begin to charge on through the film. The opening sequence is rad. Actually, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go use the bathroom, and I'll be back to go through the entire movie. Okay, before we do that, I had just a quick thought to add on to this, which is that 1 year after this film came out, came Lita, The Fantastic Adventures of Yoko. And that film is very similar in a lot of ways. One similarity is that a huge portion of the film is made up of chase sequences where it's just cool animation of people running away from stuff. And we're going to look at a lot of that stuff because it's about to happen. But Lita is also, it's a way better film narratively, and it's still muddled, it's still confusing, but it's all a hero narrative where what we're focused on is one character's ability to step outside of her comfort zone and for the most part to like approach the boy that she likes is the whole story. And there's this whole fear that's identified as like the bad guy, and she has to grab her sword and become like identify with herself as a hero and become a person who is capable of doing things that are difficult. And it's actually resonant, and it actually has a thematic power to it, and the narrative actually works. So I want to throw that out there because this movie, watching this film, makes me want to rewatch The Fantastic Adventures of Yoko, Lita, because that film is the same movie but way better. Not better visually, because this one is crazy awesome visually. It's way cooler visually. It's insane, out of this world, bonkers, and it doesn't work half as well because the narrative element and the identification with the characters just doesn't exist. That's really interesting to me because my takeaway from these two films is dramatically different, and it all comes down to the narrative layer. And that is to say that you can throw everything you want into the animation of something, and it's gonna bore me after an hour. It really is, because there's only so much visual, interesting stuff that can happen. Somewhat similar in a way, weird and different in many, many ways, is Dead Leaves, the movie, which is not Trigger, but it is, what's his face? It doesn't matter. That's another film that is bonkers off the wall, and it does have some narrative that actually tracks, but it's so focused on being bonkers off the wall in terms of animation and craziness that it just drags after a little while. It's just too much. It's an overload. It's like you drink caffeine nonstop for like 4 days straight, and you just sugar crash, or you just caffeine crash. Your adrenal system just can't take it. And I feel the same way. The same thing happens with my eyes and my brain. There's only so much cool stuff that I can watch before I'm like, okay, it's all cool. And that's kind of how I felt during this film. It's yeah, there's not that other layer to hold on to, and so it all kind of falls apart. Okay, let's talk about the movie as such, as a piece of visual art, because it is a stellar piece of visual art, and I can't deny that. It's just that the narrative doesn't work. Opening sequence is pretty fucking cool. For 1985, deeply impressive views of space and stuff. This whole sequence is really coherent as we're zooming in deeper and deeper into this planet, up to this deeply, like, super isolated moment of this thing running away from a thing. And then it's hyper animated. I mean, it's gorgeous. The way that things look is great. Also, the sound design for this whole sequence is pretty great. It actually works. The springiness of Monga works. The thwack thwack of the little trident thing works. The idea is great. It's ultra cartoonish, and that's the point. But, you know, like, the way that Monga's eyes bug the fuck out as he looks up at this bigger creature, Pwing, pow. Super animated, and tons of stuff moving in and out of depth of field, toward and away from the camera, creating this like multi-layered, everything's moving sort of feel. It's great looking. And then this whole sequence is nutty looking. I mean, it's just nuts that this is as animated as it is for an opening sequence that's utterly irrelevant for the most part, and just serves to introduce Monga, who I guess is the true hero of the story. Although I don't think Monga gets to become part of the eternal beyond consciousness, so get fucked, yellow boy. Get absolutely blown the fuck out. So this introduces us to Rasa, our character, who drives her cool scooter bike, has a cool character design, and is sexually appealing. Like, that's a huge part of the way that the camera moves around this character, is just focusing on the cleavage and focusing on the butt. And then every character interacts with her, except for Nam, who just seems to see her as like a person that he grew up with, but every other character interacts with her as a sex object. It's kind of skeezy, honestly. I get it. I understand it. There's a reason for it, and there's a reason that our camera focuses so much on it, and there's a reason that her spacesuit is ultra skin tight for reasons. Like, sure, it's gonna sell some stuff here with her being jiggly butt, but it is kind of slimy. It's kind of creepy. Okay, so I mean, even this monster guy, who we get this crazy debris sequence as he jumps into this rock, insane looking stuff. I mean, look how much debris there is. We would see one cut like that in a modern 24-minute anime and be like, oh, sick, such cool, yeah, wow, whoa. It's everywhere here, to the point where it almost like falls out of your line of sight because it doesn't matter. And then there is, of course, her crazy tricks and shit that she does on her super bike thing, and all the camera movement and all the zooms and stuff. But even this thing, it digs into the earth and it pops back out and has heart eyes, I think, and blows her a kiss because it falls in love with her, and she feels awkward about it because she feels awkward about it. And then every character continues to treat her exactly the same way. Great. Solid. Nice. We did it, guys. We really did it there. I like this shot. I think it's just rad looking. It's like 2001 A Space Odyssey type rad, you know? It's like framing, composition, negative space, darkness, light. Cool. It's cool. It's real cool. So is all the mechanical design. So are all the shadows and the light on all the mechanical design. They're pretty sick. Weird beasts and creatures, kind of like Lita. And then she does flips and shit. Man. So like 80% of the movie is chase sequences tied together by nothing mostly. And then like 50% of the movie within that 80%. So 30% of it is other chase sequences. And then 50% of it is just Rasa doing flips and shit. That's a lot of flips and shit. I mean, I like flips and shit. Look at this stuff. It's insane looking. It's awesome. Camera motion, bonkers. Does zoom in and out of her butt a lot. Like a lot. In a way that's a little bit creepy. But something's coming. Giant bowling ball of doom. Why? Unclear. Gotta zoom in on the butt. Gotta float around. Cool. Manga tries to stop it, and it apparently does so, right? Like, it gets to her, and she puts her feet out and does nothing, and it stops. I guess manga saves our lives for the first time, and then looks at her butt. Not really, but still, kind of. What? Okay, it's a bunch of rad sequences, but what? And then there's this shit. So this is almost clearly what are those, what are the little spines of stuff called? Because this is, it looks like mitosis. Let me find a diagram. Yeah, during the cell division stage of mitosis, we would call it like within metaphase or anaphase, microtubules. Yeah, microtubules. So there are these centrosomes that go to each side of the cell as it splits, and then there are all of these looped microtubules that reach out, and each one connects on both sides to the chromosomes that will then split and become the new chromosomes, identical copies that split into the two cells, right? It's almost perfectly obvious that that's what's being modeled here. It immediately registers as that to me. And I think to anyone who's taken biology courses and has seen diagrams of the cell. And it forms a sword. Okay, weird. And then this is the opening sequence. And then we just get a bunch of shots of galaxies for some reason. They're really pretty. I don't know why they're here, but they're really pretty, I guess. And then the sword floats around. Okay, so we chase down the sword, and this introduces us to these characters. Bao and, I fully have forgotten his name. Kim? I think it's Kim. Okay, so Bao is an arrogant, fool of a space trader extraordinaire who is in middle age and is obsessed with a, like, late teenage, probably, girl who lives on this one planet. Cool. And is chasing this thing down for profits. He also throws a bunch of his ship around and explodes things and talks about sense of adventure and all kinds of stuff, and is a hyper ultra animated character. I mean, he moves around like crazy. His character design is ridiculous and over the top. And of course, it's very Manzai, where Kim is sort of the straight man to his funny man, and Kim is just there to be normal and point out to us, the audience, how ridiculous Bao is, because Bao is fucking ridiculous. I'll get this thing and I'll sell stuff and we won't have to work ever again. So he's got this motivation that is just never having to work. I'd even fight against the inorganics. Well, you might have to. And as he goes around, he puts his fist through multiple objects in his ship and explodes things and doesn't seem to give a fuck. He just eats stuff as it goes around and sucks in many ways. He's just the worst. Pay attention, it's getting away. So then we do some warp driving stuff, right? Right, he fully tries to jump out of the ship. Don't be illogical. What? Okay. And then we warp drive, and it looks awesome. Everything explodes. The ship goes kaplow. Then we go warp. And the warp actually looks awesome. It's like one of the first times we see tons of crazy effects in the film. Flicker, flicker. Impact frames out the wazoo. Crazy lightning. Crackle, crackle. Look at that. Just, okay. The way the light in his eyes looks is so typical. So this is one cut that I noticed when it happened. We start on the mouth, zoom to the eyes, and it's just pop, pop, flash, 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 flash. Out we go. Expressions like crazy. I don't even know how to read the expressions, but I guess my brain does to some extent. And we go. Green, flicker, 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 flicker. Blue, 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 blue. Whoop. Super Kaneda style, immediately an indicator of what that looks like, and something that looks like, you could take this impact frame. If you told me that this impact frame was from something in Yu Yu Hakusho, I'd be like, I believe that. Yeah, sure. That makes sense. That tracks. From like a Shimbo episode? Yeah, no, that tracks for sure. You told me that this impact frame is like a frame from Kill la Kill, I'd probably believe it. You can see the stylistic influence immediately. So this is a fun gag. I think this is a real fun gag that the warp just goes 500 feet. I think it's very funny. And then we get these Kaneda light flares. Very recognizable. Whoop. And it pops into place. That's cool. All green. We went 500 meters. Nice. Haha. Hoo hoo. Hee hee. And then we explode and everything goes badly. I do like the comedic timing of this sequence in particular, where he's just like, we're friends, right? Yes. We've known each other for a long time, right? Yes. You're not going to tell anybody about this, right? Okay. It's pretty great. Yeah, it's pretty great. Okay, so sword juxtaposed immediately with boy. You are the chosen one, boy Vegeta. Let's go. I don't know what he's out here doing. It's just not clear. He's just out here for some reason. I love the way the shadows look as they pass over all the stuff. Look at those lizards. Those lizards look great. No way that anything like that is ever animated in today's day and age. Our Chocobo. Oh, he's just running around on his Chocobo. Right. But he didn't eat breakfast, and that's why Ross is out. That's the whole reason that they're all out anywhere. Okay. So the sword serves as our call to adventure, thematically and archetypally. This is the call to adventure. Weird glowing sword drops from the sky. Boy goes, okay, cool. Approaches sword, sees beautiful woman. Perfect call to adventure, right? There is a princess in another castle. Go save her. But it's not, because the lady is the sword, and then she just turns into a mote of light and flies away. Zoom, 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 and it looks really cool, and the lighting is really stark and really interesting, and it zooms around him, and the shadows are awesome, and then it's just a bubble of light, and it flies away. Okay, I guess I'm gonna chase that? Sure, I'll grab this sword. Oh, bad things. Cool. So, up to this point, this makes a degree of metaphorical sense, right? You're a kid, you're going about your daily life, which in this case means riding around a chocobo for no reason. Cool, cool. Okay, we'll let that be. But you're doing your normal shit, right? You're a moisture farmer on Tatooine. And then you get the droid that says, Luke, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope, right? Like, that's what's going on here. That's what's happened, and it's perfect. Well, it's kind of perfect. He's not a moisture farmer, but he is a bland dude who does a bland life. And then adventure appears. Literally a sword, because swords are phallic and they're also weapons, and it's the call to something greater than yourself. The call to identifying with the archetype of the knight and all that jazz. It works. This tracks. It works. And then as soon as he picks up the sword and goes for the call to adventure and accepts that call to adventure, though he should refuse it at first, but we're just going to ignore that because this is not a good example of following those archetypes. He just grabs the sword and goes for it. As soon as he does so, adversity strikes, right? Bad things appear. The unknown appears. Bad guys, inorganics, the thing that does not want you to live. Literally the thing that does not want you to live. Nihilism incarnate. Anti-you, the inhuman, unknown, all metal and smoothness and evil. Perfect. And so as it comes, he drops the sword and leaves it be. What? Well, it's so that we can have a martial arts fight sequence. Man, I've seen this cut a dozen thousand billion times, right? How many times have you seen a bad guy jump in the air with its legs like that? Billion times. So many things in this film are copied. Or so many things are copied from this film. Also, the whole split screen that we get going on, and there's about to be another one where his face in red appears below us here. Boom. That's sexy as hell, man. Shinbo took notes on this. 100%, right? Teleport behind you. Omae wa mo. Slice, slice. He loses a lot of hair here, like full haircut. This whole sequence actually reminds me of a couple sequences in Precure. The whole flip, the kip up. I feel like that has been like frame for frame copied in multiple places, and it works. It's fine. The eye, the sword. The idea, grab the sword. Can't pull it out. Does pull it out. Has the sword. The sword shifts into his own personal sword style. Never explained. You have to make up an explanation for it, right? You can. Oh, it morphs to him because it takes the shape that its user needs for blood. Yeah, it doesn't. It's never explained. It doesn't matter. Cool. Cut from there to totally different sequence. Got a really high stakes, very, very dynamic and pretty interesting sequence where Boyo is fighting Monster. Cut from there to a bunch of perverts start chasing Rasa. How does that play in? It doesn't. It's just we wanted to have this sequence too, and we were going to put it together. So they talk about in a way that fully doesn't make any sense. She's pretty ugly, but also hot, so we're going to chase her down. Let's go. And they ride their McDonald's bikes after her. And then the leader immediately indicates to us how ridiculous he is with this ready guys go, but then his engine stalls and he has to reset it. But then he catches up to them really quickly and goes, "Follow me," because he's an idiot. And Rasa immediately knows that he's an idiot, knows that they're all idiots. They're inorganics. Why are they seeking out a girl? Like, whatever. It doesn't matter. Genuinely fully doesn't matter. Because it's just an excuse to have this chase sequence. And it's a cool chase sequence. The bikes are cool. The way that she rides her bike is ultra dynamic, ultra rad. The silliness of the secret weapon caltrops and the secret weapon oil, which just fry his own dudes as he literally shits out the back of his inorganic bike. Pretty ridiculous and pretty fun. Pretty silly. This whole sequence is nuts. Going through this cave scene, the camera movement. And this is not the first time that we see it in the movie, but it's one of the first times. The willingness to background animate everything. Nowhere in modern animation would you ever have the budget, time, or staff to make this shit happen. Not ever in a million years. You would get one sequence like this over the course of one, 24 episode series. You'd get one. One. There are 20 in this movie. You might get 3 or 4 in a feature film. There are 20 in this movie. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. And there's a good sense in every piece of the visual stuff. There's a good sense of creating tension. There's a good sense of creating thematic flow. And especially in these chase sequences, tension ramping and then dissolution is really solid. It's really fucking solid. It could use another pass on the sound effects to make it all land, right? But it's really solid. Also, the soundtrack, I think, in this sequence is pretty great. Yeah, it is. It's a bop. Okay. Expires on date of birth 1986, issue date 1984. Restrictions eyeglasses? Rito Galaxy Aqualoid? What? 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 It doesn't make any... Okay, whatever. All right, weird birds, weird girl, weird grandparents, talking about tea, yay. Cut from there to high-stakes battle with the sword and the bad guy. Great. Almost as soon as possible, we don't animate him fighting with the sword, and we instead have him almost fall off a cliff and use the sword here, getting the sword stuck in something else once again. Neat. It's almost like we don't want him to have a sword at all, because he literally never uses it for anything valuable. He does punch the thing, and that sucks, and he doesn't think from that point, oh, maybe I should use the super-duper glowing sword. Okay. Then we meet what I guess is the best character of the film, which is this little kid who tries... kid inorganic, which doesn't make any sense, because they're inorganic, right? They breed, I guess? I guess they breed. I guess they do. Hits on a girl. I remodeled this motorcycle. Gets rejected. Doesn't even get specifically rejected, just gets kind of ignored. Immediately switches to calling her a snob and an ugly bitch, which she then responds to. Kids these days don't know how to speak properly. continues after her, continues chasing her after calling her an ugly bitch, gets rejected by his friends. I'm not a little kid, play with me. And then we spend like a full 30 seconds, a hot 30, having like a fucking moment with this guy who gets to be sad. A most emotionally resonant character in the entire film is this dude who gets told off by a girl that he hits on and sits and stares at the sky and considers time and life and the universe and everything for a while. Drinks on the beach from somewhere. Nobody fucking knows where. Listens to a shell by the water. There's a train that's her for some reason, and it's all a metaphorical joke. I hate everything. And then an octopus yells at him. And this is the inspiration for the character that makes the choice that destroys the world. Right? That's the level we're working with here. It makes me mad. It actually makes me mad. I'm actually upset. Now that I watched through that again, I am peeved. I am miffed. The most characterization in the film is given to a throwaway character who then comes back and destroys the world because he got rejected by a girl who is not even anywhere near the same species that he is. And nobody, none of the writers, none of the animators or the voice actors or anybody was like, "You sure about that one, Chief? You sure this is the plot we want? This is the story? This is the one." Yeah, cool. No, that sounds great. Rad, man. That resonates with me on a deep emotional level. I too got rejected by a girl once and then decided to destroy the world. Now, the crazy thing about it is that it actually does track to what some people do. All you have to do is do some investigation into the incel community in order to find that there are lots of young men who, after finding themselves unable to or having difficulty creating romantic relationships with women, decide that the world should just end. It's called black-pilled. But what the... Why? Why is that this story? I don't know. Okay, so... Again, look at this camera angle. Look at the movement. It's awesome. It's rad as hell. Zoom in. Look at this. And then these upper shots as we zoom out, zoom back in, zoom out, zoom back in. Nuts. And I will say that they keep the, like, with all of the foreshortening demands of all of these shots, with all of the crazy angles that her body goes through, they keep the body proportions of all of these characters on fucking point. I know that they're simple character designs, but still, to ideate and to come up with the structure and feel and like angles on all these characters is nuts. Not to mention the angles and all the mechanical stuff that's going on. Also really, truly insane. And you're pretty fast. Hard cut from there to sword fight on cliffs with a giant monster. Oh yeah, it's not a sword fight. It's just a backflip fight because the monster has a sword and you don't. Cool. Get absolutely walloped. It has guns. We run away and we start to see these explosions for kind of the first time. These edgeless, like 3 to 4 color explosions. As well as this is also the way that smoke looks and the way that fire looks throughout the film. These are something that's stylistically familiar to me and that I've been able to associate with the Kaneda style, and now I get it. I hard get it. They are throughout panty and stocking. Stylistically, this is the way that all of those explosions look. They're also while there's some variation in Yu Yu Hakusho, they are throughout Yu Yu Hakusho as well. And now that I see them, I've seen them everywhere, and they're great. They look amazing, honestly. They're way simpler than a lot of the more complicated ways that explosions look. I will say that I am partial to somewhat more realistic look of like Ano's explosions are very different from these, right? Because Ano is as far as I can tell is a student of motion and video and film and looking at the way things actually are and attempting to represent that almost as closely as possible in animation. That's just my take, and you can that may not be the case, but Ano's explosions are very different from these and are very realistic. Ano does layers of like fireball and light coming through smoke, with like dark outlines of smoke and things like that, right? Here, these are less, and this is true for a lot of the animation throughout this film, and especially a lot of the effects in the film. They're less a direct representation of what an explosion looks like, and more a thematic representation of the idea of explosion. Thing moving outward, light flash inside, boom. And it does really well at that. It is roiling, it is exploding, it is flame and fire and light and smoke all at the same time, but it's all like the Picassoed out idea of explosion as opposed to the visual actual look of explosion. And that's pretty cool in its own way, man. It's super neat. And because it's idea, you can have it flash on screen really fast and somehow our brains track it. Right? That's pretty cool. It works. God, that's so nuts. So, modern animation style, this would be one cut from behind him, and then we would get one cut of his face, and then we'd cut back to like behind him, right? Because there's no way we're gonna move the camera up and around this dude. It's just too hard. It's just too hard to do all of this speedline drawing stuff and all these shaped moving explosions and foreshorten him as we move around him and back. And instead, we just do it. We just do the whole thing here. I love the way that this fire sparks off of his gun thing. Also super unique. Or I guess these missiles, you know? Super unique, but also super something that I've seen elsewhere copied a multitude of times. So again, we return to the sword because we have to. Almost like he doesn't want to. We hold here. Left, right, up. Yeah, there. Okay. Weird goofiness built into the bad guys, and click, and it's nothing, and he reloads, and we get a chance. So then he fires again, doesn't actually give us the chance we need, but Rasa is inbound. So then we get this crazy save the dude sequence where she flies up, does this full from one POV up and around, sees a little mole, hi mole, weird little joke plopped in there, and zooms after him. She loses the thing, he grabs onto the fin behind it, she loses it, does flips, he pilots it, catches her. They both end up saved just barely by the whole thing, but it's actually manga who saves them both. Cool. And the bad guy's still incoming. So we just have a moment here. You're the best, great. Running, run in, and run in, and glowy girl. Whoa, weird. Thematic, cool shots, no idea what's going on. Bad guy incoming, run away, zoom, fight the thing. I guess everybody in this movie has thick thighs. Good shit, dude. Do those squats. Oh yeah, and this bad guy's still there. Great, neat, whatever. Chop it up. Destroy the guy. He says a thing that's like a Buddhist mantra of some kind. I don't fucking know. And then we run away. Right, a chance for another chase sequence, because chase sequence. And she almost dies, but then she doesn't die, and Manga doesn't do the thing that he would do before, but he's okay, sure. So this guy's just like, alright, fuck this, later. Bye. What does that thing say on its front? I noticed this in the first watch through. So we see the reflection. Kate? Cattell? And a bunch of like little faces and stuff. Okay, then it goes after her, and then the ship shows up, and I guess he just falls into the abyss because bye. And Bao saves us. Yay! Bao is here. And Kim comments on it, oh, the sad romance of a middle-aged man. Neat. I love the use of pipes and I think like a rifle barrel or something to create one of these thonkers. I forget what they're called. The thonker thwackers. Like blending history and tradition with the present. This is the cool shit. This is a cool idea. It doesn't do anything for the rest of the story, and neither does the presence of these grandparent characters. It's just nothing. It's just I don't get it. Okay, so this is Shade. Neat. We're going to sell this thing. We do some weird exposition, which, like all of the exposition in the film, is just characters saying shit to each other so that we, the audience, sort of understand it, even though most of it isn't even relevant. Great. I saw a woman, and she gets jelly of this because she's into him. Neat. That's the whole thing. We get the glowing ball. She turns into a lady. We're like, what the fuck? Okay. And then it doesn't matter. And then we get shown the fucking third eye, crazy ass ayahuasca trip vision, which tries to blend everything together in kind of like a weird Gunbuster type of way, and also like a weird Evangelion type of way, which basically says that when the universe is filled with life, it will all turn into one greater consciousness. Very 70s idea. Reborn and evolved to the next stage, and the universe itself has its own consciousness, but there's the inorganics who are against it and kind of weird, and we get this whole description of them. Cool. But I guess they were also created by the universe, but they're like a cancer, but they only exist to destroy organics and prevent the eventual evolution into an organic whole. Shade is a bunch of life energy crystallized, merged into one enormous consciousness, which is the consciousness of nature? Of the universe, yes. Cool. The great energy which will destroy the inorganic life patterns and is all coagulated into this sword, except that the sword never does anything. Neat. It's so muddled. It's so muddled. It's so muddled. It's so muddled. Again, this is the exact opposite thematic idea as Evangelion. Evangelion's thematic idea is like, well, there is a movement toward a collective consciousness, and that means the subsumation of the individual into that collective, and that's something that is terrifying for the individual. It's a temptation because it means a loss of all pain, but it also means a loss of individualism and individuality and the ability of like the individual to have free will and all that stuff, and we represent that throughout the film as like not a good thing. Or throughout Ava as like, okay, maybe that's not a good thing. Here it's just hard a good thing. It's just a great thing, man. Fuck the individual. Fuck life on this barren, nihilistic, stupid world. Just explode it all and become part of the eternal consciousness of the galaxy. Sweet. And I guess that's the whole point of the opening sequence, which is to show that we are just a tiny, teeny, weeny speck in the greater scope of the largeness of everything, which is a theme that I agree with in many ways. But I think that you have to balance these two things, and I think metaphysically and almost spiritually in a weird way, I think that the power of the individual is the thing that creates like the galactic superness of life as a whole. I mean, I agree with the idea that we are all parts of a much larger whole, which is the flow of biological life in the universe, and that we are like a core ordering principle that's super awesome and ultra rad and stuff, and thinking about yourself as part of that larger flow can create a deep level of inspiration and a feeling of purpose, and I think those things are ultra valuable and valid. But I think it's important, even crucial, to recognize that each individual within that overarching flow creates its own portion of it, and to lose that individuality is to lose the point of the whole thing, right? So I don't know. You need a balance between the idea and ideal of collectivism. To be clear, I'm not talking politically. I'm not talking about like political collectivism or communism, nor am I talking about political conservatism and individuality and like all that stuff. Although I do think those ideals are represented in a lot of legal codes. I'm talking about like as a spiritual or metaphysical outlook on the universe and outlook on your relationship with other humans and other bits of life as a whole, and with the inorganic parts of life. Haha, inorganics. I think it's important to have some kind of balance there, and that you can draw great inspiration from the idea that you as an individual are part of a lineage that tracks back uninterrupted toward the dawn, to the very dawn of life, and hopefully tracks forward into the infinite future, into the eventual evolution of life as a whole. And that's a really cool idea. And that you as a conscious individual represent part of a grand and relatively recent stage where the inorganic pieces that have become organic over billions of years are turning into something that can see and observe and represent the world psychologically and mentally in different ways, and can alter it going forward. And I think that there's great purpose to be found from the knowledge that creations of art, media, and literature, writing, and ideas that you put forth into the world, you can save as data, and you can send those into the future for eternity, and people can see them for eternity, and they can become part of the massive library of human understanding that we are building, and more rapidly building every day, as we connect more things to the internet, as we connect more people to the ability to communicate over time and space via whatever, using whatever medium they choose. The ability of our overall organism of all of humanity grows exponentially. And I think that's super awesome. I think it's a thing that you can take great inspiration from, and that I take personal great inspiration from, looking forward into the future, and knowing that to some extent, the things that I create and put online, these dumb videos talking about the value that I find in anime, could influence other people, and influence other people after I'm gone. That's a crazy powerful thought, I think. Knowing that there are artists and writers and authors and creators whose thoughts and worldviews have influenced the flow of human evolution and the flow of human thought for generations after them, and that you can go and read their thoughts uninterrupted, untrammeled, because they wrote them down, and you can go and find a fucking PDF of whatever book you want and read it. That's powerful, and it makes me want to create things. It makes me maybe in a very selfish way, but I think that's a part of it. I think there's a need for that selfish behavior. It makes me want to create things that are lasting. And that means creating things that have resonance and have power, and that represent some portion of that eternal whole that is humanity, and is the mind, and is our growing ability as a species to interact with each other. And that's amazing. I think it's the thing that transcends the suffering of being, that to some extent, this film is not inaccurate in showing that life on this barren, desolate planet is hard. And I think life on our planet, which is less barren and less desolate, is still hard. And there is suffering innate in being. I think that's a deeply Buddhist idea that you can go and research if you'd like to. But I think there is an innate suffering in life, and I think that the way to alleviate that suffering is to find purpose. Because if you're striving towards something, then the difficulties that you face in that striving are worthwhile, because you have chosen the difficulties, because you've chosen the path. And so my path has been creating things, and it gets muddled, and I'm certainly not the best at it, and that's okay, because I'm working on it and I'm trying to improve, and I see myself working on it, and I see myself improving, and that's of value to me, and I think that's worthwhile, and so I keep striving toward it. And so the suffering that I accumulate, and the suffering that I experience as I go about my daily life and my existence, is alleviated to a great degree, because I know I'm moving towards something that is more valuable. Anyway, all of that to say, there are some thematic ideas here that I think are true in a transcendental way, and I think they fucked them up real bad. um, yeah, no, yeah. I think it has, it's not only a partial picture, it's also a poor representation, and then it fails to actually represent them in a meaningful way over the course of the story that occurs. So, okay, cool. Oh, I've got a sword. Neat. And then, yeah, we get this moment. I saw a star die. Everything's fucking sad, y'all. And it is. And then, of course, I wonder if she's a star princess. And there's this, like, looking up toward the horizon idea. And there are all these things that are present that could be fleshed out. And could be a real, deep, powerful thematic core to the thing. And then a mole appears. And then a bad guy appears. And it says vegetable names. And it shoots us with a bunch of rockets. Cool. Rad, guys. Really, really nailing it there. Now, look, the light effects that... Oh, booty. Booty! The light effects and the fist effects and the red flash... Oh, is this the red flash that I talked about? No, that was at, like, 10:30. Hold on, we're at 38:40. I'm just gonna go back to like, 10:30-ish. I'm gonna see if I see that red flash again. Because there was something cool. Oh. Oh, wow. Yep. So he just... Boing. Da! And that's the whole thing. I secretly equipped it with a warp device. Haha. Okay, cool. So that was that moment. We're at 38:40. Boom. This thing appears. Oh, man. It looks great. I gotta admit, it looks super great. The lasers that it shoots look amazing. Look at that shit. It, like, wobbles as it comes out. Boing. I love the white outline on the laser. It makes it really pop. I think it looks great. The explosions look rad. Particular style. Big flash. Rocket fists. All the character animation is amazing. The rocket fists look good. The way shit explodes looks great. Boink, boink. Radish sprout bombs. Boom, bam, boom, 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 boom. Each character moves in a unique way. Rasa runs differently from Nam, runs different. I mean, I don't think we ever see Kim running. Runs super differently from Bao. Big, almost an Obari punch in the throw of this thing, right? With the whole rear back. Like, you imagine this just ends in a punch, and it is just an Obari punch, right? Full rear back, look at the eye, forward, and out. Yeah. Thwam, big fucking impact frame. Super dope. Doing, pow. Impact frames all over the place, out the wazoo. Big monster thing. Just bops us. Just absolutely wallops us. Getting super whomped by it. All these big from above background animated cuts. Really a lot of work on, like, the way that she moves through space, and also ensuring that whatever way she moves through space, we get a little bit of an extra moment to focus in on that booty. I didn't make the anime. I'm just pointing out a thematic core of it is focusing on Rasa's butt. It's huge. Also, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I mean, it's a huge part of the film, but it is a big butt. So then full Deus Ex manga. Bunch of mongas appear and they defeat the monster for us. I mean, they look great. They all team up together, and with the power of teamwork, they do the thing. But it does, I guess, call its reinforcements in. And then the whole village of mongas talks to the manga, and they all go back, and he stays with... I don't understand at all. So there's this thing with the influence of these things, and we fly around a bit, and it zaps a bunch of stuff, and that's it. We talk about the thing. Apparently, he's got a bunch of, like, nudie photos of Rasa that he got somewhere. Okay. I guess he's subscribed to her OnlyFans. All right, we move through. There's the Pony 7. It looks really cool. It also sets us up for more chase sequences and fighting sequences and stuff. They've got a Jeep with a rear-mounted machine gun because he's old school, and big monsters are big. So bigger versions of the things from before, very scary, and we get dropped into the underworld eventually after a crazy chase sequence. Really cool-looking cuts, really cool-looking vehicle. The way that it does this whole perfect flip, awesome. It's a rad sequence. Driving on the walls is cool. You can't hate it. You really can't hate it. I mean, look at this shit. It's amazing. And then this whole zooming through this place and turning into a flying machine because it can fly. Why didn't we do that from the beginning? Well, more chase sequence for us. Lots of debris, and we just get out, and it all drops on the thing, and it's great, and it's awesome, and we shoot it a bunch, and it doesn't work. Oh, yeah, is this the moment where we're in the middle of the blah, 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 blam, blam, blam? Yeah, it is. I love this. I love it. I've seen it elsewhere, but I love it here. Like, we're in the middle of the spread of the machine gun, so they go across us in all different directions. It's a cool idea, and it works really well. It's visually awesome. I like it a lot. Big background animated sequences. So consistent in terms of the geometry of everything. So utterly consistent. Really, really amazing. And then we find out they can fly. Very scary. Big reflection. Entrance to the underground city. Cool. And then the little guy's boinging around for whatever reason. Cool. Man, this sequence also is super striking as we fire this giant bowling ball. So back on land and big bowling ball. Boom. And just plopping out with it. So many of these choices and camera movements and like direction choices, but they're really animation choices, are just everywhere. They're just copied fucking everywhere. And they work. There's a reason for it. Like this as a if you view this less as a piece of narrative and a piece of story and just as a textbook for how you could represent various things in animation, it's pretty perfect as a textbook for that. Indiana Jones bowling ball sequence, shoot it a bunch, doesn't do anything. I'm really surprised by this moment. It lands in the bottom of this tower, and we don't watch the entire skyscraper just like slowly collapse and do a full demolition sequence. We instead cover it up. Crazy to me that we do that. So we get the theme of the city, which is death and decay, and like everything is dead, but everything died in an instant and was just like all the flesh was vaporized off all the bones of the people, leaving all their vehicles untouched. But there's no like backscatter. There's no like people getting ashed against walls to indicate that this was specifically nukes. So I'm a little confused by precisely what happened here. It doesn't look like a bomb went off. It's more like a biological weapon went off of some kind, which is totally possible, but we just don't really investigate that very much. We do get a ton of sequences of him biking around through the city in a really rad way. Okay, that is one motorcycle, and it is a totally different motorcycle later. Right? It fully different. This is a rad sequence. And then the monsters come, the bad guys. Big boom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Vroom, zoom, zoom. Tons of debris falling is awesome. The smoke clouds are amazing. Look at that. Totally different bike. What? What? Two different animators? I don't know. No idea. Super rad shots of the bike. I also love the little sparkles as he goes by. See if I can grab them. Yeah, there are these little sparkles that just hang in the air. Sing, shing. And then I think we get the sound effects for the first time. It's great. It's super good. I love the way the shadow looks as it passes over all this stuff. Again, it's another moment where the shadows over things look amazing. I think it does genuinely look amazing. These things hunting through the city, looking for our main characters, perfect. Thematic, gorgeous, interesting, scary. Perfect. Later, when they're hunting through and the little guys are going boing, 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 boing. Stupid. Just stupid. Really foolish. I get that that's the point. I get that it's to, like, oh, we've already escaped from them. We're taking away from how scary these things are to make them, like, not as much of a threat. But why? Why? Why do that? Just keep the threat there. God, what a sequence. Boom, 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 boom. Running into buildings, the sense of scale, the way that these big things crash through large objects looks amazing. The way that this orb, like, bubbles up from its face is awesome. Exploding parts of it, throwing bowling balls, flying. Zoom. Of course, it knocks down some things that are bowling pins because, haha. It's rad. It's rad looking. It really is. Oh, this is the sequence, right? As he's falling down and then riding down all these different breaking things. And it just keeps going. The motion of the camera all around him is insane. That it's all as consistent as it is bonkers. He's driving on multiple pieces of debris, trying to run up a thing while holding onto his bike, fails, drops off it, goes back for the bike, gets on the bike, keeps going, rides on the bike, through flames, off things, and lands, and, you know, gets walloped, but he still lands. It's nuts. It's nuts. Same here. I love the stark black and white of this sequence in between buildings. We zoom out from her, and then she is in this thin space, almost Outrun style, flying through stuff, moving our camera around the vehicle. Perfect background animation to really track consistently in a wonderful way. I don't know what the fuck that was, but it's awesome. And it's just a rad sequence. And that tension just keeps on going. It just keeps fucking going. Bao almost gets crushed by a thing, or I guess that's Kim. Nope, that's Bao. Yeah, it's Bao, and he gets back on the thing, and he's going, boom, vroom, vroom, zoom, vroom, vroom. Flying toward it. I love all the little hand motion. It gets exploded. It's really bad, but you can only think about Nam. Nam sees the medical facility, or the military facility, drives down these hallways, does some crazy background animation through these hallways in a really awesome way, looks ultra rad, and finds himself in the most thematically interesting sequence in the movie, I think. So some cool stuff. We break half the Pony 7. It's really sad. No, wah. Stop. Stark bright light. Deep shadow. High contrast. Skeletons with red shadows on white backgrounds is awesome. It's like it's blood, right? All of them clawing toward the same button, all of them dead, presumably having killed each other to get there. So we open it up and we see what's inside. And it's a gun. It's an RPG. Cool. So we leave with that thing. This whole sequence where the ponytail betrays us is great. Maybe it would be better if it was her big ass that betrayed us, because that would track more with the way the movie has gone, but, you know, whatever. Ponytail betrays us. He almost wants to shoot the thing. Somehow runs down like 40 stories of a skyscraper before debris hits the cars next to him. Whatever. He's a superhero. It's fine. Is going to go for the shot. Doesn't go for the shot because we barely get to stop him by shooting at him with a gun. Bunch of missiles. Super cool. We run away. Bad guys are coming after us. And then there are the bouncy little guys as well, but it's goofy. I don't know where that is, but it's somewhere. It doesn't really matter. I don't really care. I don't care that much. And we do the pop of the balloon once more. Whee! We did it! Yay! And then she falls more, because they pop the balloon as well. Bao goes for a full self-sacrifice and manages to get himself off of the thing that he can't get off of somehow. It doesn't really track. And then he sacrifices himself to save her, but it doesn't sacrifice him at all, and it's fine. So it doesn't really track. Why? Why is it that way? I don't know. And then mysteriously, I guess because of the light beam that the other one shot a while ago, a giant, mega, ultra bad guy shows up and starts destroying the planet. And so instead of destroying the planet, we destroy the planet. Because this guy gets abandoned by all of himself. Nam wants to destroy it. Kim doesn't. The little kid doesn't care, so he shoots it anyway. You grown-ups can't trick me. I'll destroy this stupid world. They all try to convince him not to, and he's just like, no, fuck you, and then he does. And we get a beautiful, like, end of Evangelion sequence as the world is literally evaporated and everyone turns to plasma. But our consciousnesses are returned to the sword of the eternal consciousness of the universe, and we all die, and everything turns into goop, and then the sun rises, and it's all goop, but then we all smile because we're all together again in the afterlife, and then we have a conversation that we can't hear between the universe lady and her sister, maybe, as they sit in an endless buffet of sweets on another barren world that kind of looks like it's a digitally altered photograph instead of being animated, and it's all weird, and they, like, sort of smile, but not really, and then we go into their eyes, and then that's the world, and that's the film. And we get an ED that is specifically written for the song, but it doesn't mean anything. Why? Well, because there were a bunch of animators who wanted to make some cool animation, and they fucking succeeded. They succeeded. There is a ton of super dope animation here, and it's ultra, mega, ultra, 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 ultra dope. And for that reason, we're going to Sakagaburu, because even though I've run through it, I know that in the course of running through it, I skipped over like 3,000 different unique and interesting cuts that we're probably going to want to check out again, and probably most of them will be credited because this is Birth, right? So let me pull up Sakagaburu. Hopefully I can just type in Birth 61 cuts and a bunch of production material. Sweet. Here we go. Boom, blam. I might skip through some of these because there's a lot, man. There's a fucking lot. But I know that there are a bunch of things that I missed. So, page 1, production materials. Some Ganga on, I guess this is the initials of, this is Hideki Tamura. Oh, this is G. Kalai who posted this. Oh, G. Kalai, did you go through the whole film and post all of these? You probably did. Production materials on her first sequence of flying around on the speeder bike thing. Holding up a sword. Never ends up being a thing. Never matters. Stupid. Cool. I don't know where this is that she's doing this, but some production materials. I guess a really solid correction that super changes the way that it all looks. I mean, look at the hand in comparison, and then the facial features in comparison. Super different. Cool. Artist unknown. Oh, that's sick. Yeah, no, that's super sick. Look at that. Rad as hell, yo. Love it. Okay. Oh, this is everybody dying. Everybody being dead. It's kind of like it's kind of like an anime OP, like a normal anime OP where all the characters float by and smile at each other and stuff. It's pretty. It's really cool looking. And then this with her in the center is also really cool looking. It's just ugh. Osamu Nabeshima. I'm going to guess that that's just crediting. This is the whole sequence. The little guy shoots the thing. Crazy cool flames and stuff. Cool rocket and stuff. Cool faces and stuff. It goes up. It explodes. And then it becomes all the light rays that encompass the entire universe. That is a really cool shot, as this just dissolves into nothingness. Super cool. And then they all die. Cool. Love it. So I guess this is going to take us backward throughout the film as these are credited in that order because of the way that they've been posted. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, I'll zoom this in a little bit so that we can see it all. Little character acting on the inside. Debris as things fall over. Cool. Oof. Kaneda himself presumed, but with the running and stuff, you can guess that it tracks. Cool. Oh my god, that explosion. That fire. That's rad. Hell yeah. Really do a good job of making it feel like she's driving this thing like crazy. Oh my god. And then almost gets her head taken off right there, right? Boom. Whoa. I love the way that she kicks that lever up. That's cool. Her character design's so animatable. Just pure red skin tight suit with white boots. It's perfect for showing off the big booty. Sorry. But it's true. I love the way that this shadow goes across. I know I already mentioned it, but this is Shinsaku Kozuma, and that tracks. We've seen Kozuma shots somewhere else too, right? On Shingeki no Bahamut. What about fucking somewhere else too? And I know I've seen. Oh, we saw a bunch of his work in Lita, because he does the warpy things, like the way that things move. Yeah. Some great sequences in Lita from Kozuma. Okay, cool. Oh, this one's Kozuma as well, with the background animation, and then with the thing falling. And then this crazy debris sequence as he's riding around. Totally different bike design. That's when we see that. And moving around there. Super dope. Super rad. I think it's Kozuma also who did the like warpy tiger in Bao. I think that's where I started my like knowledge of Kozuma. So that's cool. That's super cool. Toshio Kawaguchi with this thing leaping up and having the clouds come out from it. Super rad looking. All this debris is super cool. But it's this moment here that I think is my favorite part of this cut. The leap and then the way that those pull up into it and it gains its ability to hover. Super cool. Masahiro Yamashita with all the goopers going and being gooperly because they're all gooperly. It's a lot of stuff to draw, man. I don't love this whole sequence, but it is a lot of stuff to draw, man. Okay, cool. God, Bao just has a lot of movement. He just moves a whole lot. He's zooming. Cool. Whee! Really cute sequence. Doesn't quite make it. Then we get, of course, the manga balloon. Oh no, this isn't manga balloon. This is the tumble. Ow. Ow. Painful. Koji Ito. Oh, making that thing run is Koji Ito. Okay, that tracks. Zooming and zooming, bumping and bumping. Thwam, and he suddenly has a face so that he can be expressive, which does take me out of it. You know, I didn't mention this, but the idea of a fin on the back of your bike that's just pointing straight up at your ass is really terrifying. It's quite actually scary. Like, you hit a bump in the road and you just get impaled, like Vlad the Impaler style, through the butt. It's very scary. Okay, sorry. I just had to mention that. It's a cool sequence, but I had to mention that. Oh yeah, jousting, slicing. The most use that the sword really gets. Tumble. Very dangerous. This is a cool shot. Cool sequence. I like the two of them skirting toward each other. And then they exchange words of some kind. And then zoom off. And again, the same sequence, jousting. And he cuts it. Oh yeah, and there's an explosion. Boom. It's rad. And this guy goes flying, and we get the last moment, and he stabs him. Sweet. Okay, we're still zooming. Two people on one ship thing. Grab the sword, get the sword, but it just flies into his hand. I like this moment with his eye and the flaming sword next to it. That one's striking to me. It's a striking moment. When we get the thing running and he attacks the thing and it's the scythe and we run away and yeah, cool. Great. And that's page 1. On to page 2. Boink, boink, boink. Boink, 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 boink. Sweet. Yoshinori Kanada. Oh, the little guy. Fucking little guy, man. I mean, he's zooming. Then he gets left behind, and he's all sad. Great. Fuck him. I love this dark lighting on this whole sequence as he goes toward the sword. It's pretty cool. And then there's the insanity of the weird glowing thing. I do like the way that this whole thing looks. His reaction is great. And the flailing and the smears as he flails is great. Then it goes past him and it spins around. Oh, yeah. And then immediately we get the... Oh, no, wait. Where's the shadow from above? Yeah. This whole thing. Really cool looking with the shadow spinning around him like a sundial. Super cool. Oh, yeah. And him galloping on his chocobo. Boing, boing, boing. Really rad. Oh, yeah. So this is weird, right? Two disconnected sequences, but there's this flash of her caring about him so that we know that they're connected. I hate it. They're not in the same place. There's no reason to juxtapose these except to create the effect. Ugh. So Hideaki Anno wrote this. It's got cool. Working on Nausicaa, I can sleep in the studio with the cockroaches even though there are no rooms for sleeping. Monthly income 150,000 yen. Final stretches on. Socks are a pain in the ass to wear. I ate fried tofu in the snow. With the pay from Nausicaa, I can get a 3-piece suit, and I can get a girlfriend. Monthly income 200,000. No women, no work. All I do is sit around reading Dazai. So miserable. No income. Working on Macross. I hole up at anime. I don't know. This period is just like the previous, suffering 300,000. Macross drags on. I'll help out with birth and others. It's hot out. This month's income 150,000. Frequent pachinko parlors. I am in the red because I lost all my money at pachinko. Nothing else here is about birth, is it? Okay. Go back to Osaka. Farewell to my partying days. There's no work because of a schedule delay. Got caught by a motorcycle cop. Cool. I get my pay for birth after begging Mr. Kaneda, and I go to live at Mr. M's vacation home in Shinshu in exchange for some painting. I'm so happy to save money on food. Living in the studio, 6 tatami room. I'm running with 2 friends. I want to hurry up and get my own place. I wonder if I'll ever even make it into the new year at this rate. I'm an easy despite myself. The life of a Japanese animator. So much work for so little pay. I don't think the situation has changed very much for animators since the 1980s. Wow. Yeah, okay. That's fucking rough, Anno. Cool. So that's that cool explosion. Riding toward it in the Jeep. Oh, yeah, I get thwomped. The gun is there. We fall. We fly. This is a rad sequence. The way that she moves, the way that Bao moves is also really cool. But the way that she moves through space and that big booty. Sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm just going to mention it every time. It's so emphasized everywhere. I guess Kanada's an ass man. Good for you. Fire! I guess he's more of a fireman, honestly. Because there's so much fucking fire. Whoosh. And rad effects and stuff. We drop the sword and stuff. I will admit, Bao is super expressive in this sequence. He's one of the most expressive characters in the film. Also, the ejection sequence is dope. Vroom booty. Okay. Oh, I love that. I forgot about that. It's like a mountain rising and it pops, right? It's just one frame pop. Pow. Exploding out with all this debris falling around it. Super cool looking. And then that one's not as cool. But it's pretty fucking rad. And then he gets caught. Gets stuck. Zoom in. Cool. Hideaki Anno. Oh, he did the missiles. That makes sense. These do not look like Anno explosions, but they also don't look like Kaneda explosions. Super different. Super rad. Of course, these, like, things with the consistent vehicular movement would be at least presumed Anno for a large portion of it. It tracks so well. Bye! And the fire popping out of there. Super cool. Okay, also Anno presumed. Big missile gun. Oh, the big crash into the thing. Yeah. Oh, all this debris work. As things just explode into splinters. And then this as this explodes behind the guy. Yeah. Yeah. And then he somehow runs down 40 stories before the debris hits the ground. Sure. Whatever. We take that. We take those. Cool. Osamu Nabeshima. Boing, 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 boing. Boing, boing, boing. I actually missed how boingy Monga is here. And we're all flipping around. It's crazy. God, so much happening. There's so much animation in this movie, man. Way more than necessary. But I mean, that's the point. I get it. I understand that is the point. Oh, we get this rad sequence. I guess it's Takashi Sogabe. I feel like I've seen that before. I'm going to look him up. I'm going to click on him. This whole animated sequence as he goes through this whole thing is awesome. Takashi Sogabe, Urusei Yatsura, Acro Bunch, Birth. I guess I haven't ever seen him before. Cool. More Nabeshima, who we just saw that previous cut from. Boom. And then I would actually track the bow sequence of him running here as more Kaneda. But I mean, everything is Kaneda style in the movie. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. Look at that. That's sick. That's so sick. Impact frame flash, black. Awesome. So sick. Spiral, spiral, spiral. Awesome. Oh my god. Again with that shit. Nabeshima might have my favorite Kaneda style, like, explosion and, like, light beam work. These things with the beam and then the parts of it and then the circle with the white outlines are dope. But the after explosions aren't as cool. I love this sequence. And then immediately after it, we do the other sequence that I love. This is another Kozuma. Oh, this part's Kozuma. Crazy. I wouldn't have called that at all. It looks great, though. I really, really like this whole background animated sequence. It's really awesome. Okay, what? I don't even know what this is. I don't even know. It's rad as hell, though. Absolutely nuts. Okay. More Kozuma. Great character acting. Okay. Oh, this is the one with the scale and the size and the stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Sweet. And somebody asks, did the animation fuck up at 28, which we're coming up on? Now we're at 28. Oh, with the rap. Nope, that was in the movie. I don't know if it's a fuck up. I don't know what the idea is here. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Big rear back and throw a thing, like fully bowling. I mean, I guess it is a full bowling sequence and then into a bowling pin sequence. So that's something. Toshio Kawaguchi. Boom, boom, boom. That's cool. I love that sequence. As we follow it out. I've seen that copied in so many places. And then follow them in. Super cool. Another Kawaguchi. Oh, with the big thing rearing up. Not as cool as the big explosion before. Oh, the grasping arms are rad, though. Super good looking. All the mechanical stuff. I love this. I love this. I know I've talked about it 3 times now. I love it. I love it. I like it a lot. It's really cool looking. Thoom. Thwam. Unfortunately, the sound effects in all these sequences don't equal. They don't match up. Not as well as they could. Big spiraling shot. Big background animated shot. Oh, man. Oh, man. The car looks great. The plane looks great. The whole thing looks great. It's awesome. This whole sequence in the car is probably the best. Because it does turn into the big flip sequence, right? Boom. Slow-mo. It's also blended. I wonder if that's part of the player here or if it's actually blended in the movie. I'm going to have to check. Give me a sec. So I've got it here. It is blended. So that's how we're doing the slow-mo, is we're like tweening it as these like fade in-betweens. Okay, cool. Just wanted to know. So it's not the player on Sakagaburu, it's just the way it looks. It's cool. This whole sequence, all the big debris as it falls around the thing is amazing looking. Such a sense of scale to it. Awesome. That's page 2. On to page 3. Cool. Another Kawaguchi. Ugh. Those clouds of smoke behind them are great. The laser beams are awesome. Big explosions, cool. Goom, goom, goom. Love the way that that looks and the way that it like foreshortens out. So stylistically, like, perfect. Just unique. And Monga looking out over everything, calling out for... I don't know what he's calling out for, I forget. Unpainted edges of the frame are... of the cells are in frame on the far right from 21 to 24. I will check that. Zoom, zoom. Vroom, vroom. Oh, yeah. Body flying around. Zooming too fast. Somehow holding onto the bike. Glass shatters. His shatters. Oh my gosh. Oh, yep, there they are. Right here on the edge. You can see those unpainted edges. That's cool. Seeing little flubs like that makes it all work. Makes it all come together in a cool way. Just to know how consistent everything else is, right? That's nuts. Okay, explode in fire, fall from below. Oh, this is this whole sequence. We watched through this already. Kazuhiro Ochi presumed straight up. Absolutely nuts. I love this POV shot to spin around. The little mole to say hi. Little Easter eggs thrown in. Woof. That little handoff moment, boom, boom, has so much momentum shift to it. That's really cool. And then the shadows on it from her. She gets flung off into the air. He super screws her over, honestly, and can't actually save her. It's only Manga that does. Thanks, Manga. Really appreciate it. Okay, this is where he's getting thwacked around by the monster. Boom, 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 boom. I love these backgrounds. I mean, they're explosions. We talked about them before. How they're like the idea of explosion manifested in paint. Oh, this whole moving sequence as well. Kazuhiro Ochi. Cool. Super duper cool. And this is where he falls off the thing and then she eventually catches him. Okay, in the ship, all the stuff moving. Hideki Tamura and Toshio Kawaguchi with all the stuff moving and with all of the bow animation, which is crazy. The way that he moves here gets really close. We like zoom in and see his whole face or his whole like inside of his mouth. Spit smoke everywhere. Everything moves and shifts. Almost like scenes in Howl's Moving Castle where everything is moving inside. That kind of feel. Stuff is just tooting and pooting everywhere. Aha, hoo hoo, hee hee, and then all this movement and motion. And then the whole warp is all these people as well. Up. Oh, I guess that's the second warp, is where it just explodes and everything's sad. So sad. Bao is such a sad old man. Okay, same two listed for all the bow stuff. He just eats some bubbles, throws some shit against a wall, and that introduces us to Kim. And then he smashes his fist on this thing, right? And it explodes, and he eats some other stuff out of the air because he's just a goof. And he talks about how much he loves Rasa so that we get exposited on that stuff. He's just absolutely the worst. This man should not be in charge of anything. Okay, cool. Back to it. Scooting around on the ship, on the Zoomer, the Zoom scooter. Fucking crazy cool. Somehow gets back on it. Booty. Need I say it? I need to say it. Manga stops it somehow. I like the way he bounces up against it and looks so futile, but then he does actually stop it somehow. It's crazy. Okay, zooming on a scooter. We're getting closer toward the beginning. Doing just fun flips and shit instead of doing my life is on the line flips and shit. There's a real vibe to this whole sequence where she's like delighting in her ability to ride this thing. You know? The birds flying by, delighting in nature and the world, zooming around. It's really expressive. It's great animation, and it works super well. I hate this guy. It's so blech, blech, but it's hyper animated and it's cool. What? The way the eyes shift. Oh, and we're back underground. Big stuff exploding. This was uploaded 7 years ago by Jarmel. We already saw this sequence. Oh, no, we didn't. This is the whole sequence where he's on the bike and he's running around Shinsaku Kozuma again. Okay. Okay, cool. Masahito Yamashita, I think we're all in 7 years ago territory for all the rest of the cuts. And they all look way worse now. They're all really grainy and poor upload quality. So that's really unfortunate. This is the whole sequence with the vegetable guy. Okay. I think we hit a point where we've seen all these cuts, at least the once watching through. I mean, they're rad as hell. But at a certain point, there's only so much of me going, yep, that's rad. Yep, it's cool. Yep, it's neat. I think if you're an animator and you have a genuine interest in observing, analyzing, and copying the things present in this film, then it's super worthwhile to watch this film multiple times and super worthwhile to watch it through in any media player that you can go backward and forward by frames and just frame forward through certain things and get an idea of how they make things look the way that they make them look, of how complicated ideas get broken down into base shapes and turned into like the idealized forms of certain things, and putting together sequences using combinations of background animation and angles on things, metallic stuff, character stuff. There is an absolute, like, multiple textbooks worth of content and information inundated throughout the course of this film that is beyond worthwhile for anyone interested in anime or animation or becoming an animator specifically. And it's clear that there are dozens and dozens of animators over the course of the last 30 years who have done exactly that, who have looked at this movie and have taken everything that they could from it, and created designs and ideas and ways of illustrating and animating and describing using visuals certain things, and taken those things from this movie and used them in places that they serve other narrative functions, and in a lot of cases do so a lot better. Is this a movie that's worth watching and rewatching as a movie, as a piece of media to enjoy or to take ideas from, besides artistic ideas, specifically in the field of animation? I think no. I think as a film to watch, it's like a 4. As a film to enjoy as a critic or a person who interested in animation, it's like a 7. As an animator yourself or an artist yourself, it's a 10 out of 10. So there are many different ways that you can approach this film. I think its ideas are muddled, its plot is ridiculous, and its characters are blech, and it's honestly sour. It doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth with the story as such. But I think that from a particular perspective, if you are trying to learn from this movie, it is an absolute text, and it is absolutely a like required reading. You must understand this to understand the nature of anime and animation and where it's going and where it's been. And so it's an instant classic, but in a weird way. And that's my take on the movie Birth. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed to some extent. I hope if there are people out there who are animators, they get a kick out of watching through this because it's pretty rad in its own way. And I hope to catch you next week when we watch something different. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Birth from 1984. Again, hope you've enjoyed. Hope to catch you next time. If you liked this video, you can give it likes and comments and things. Those are all appreciated. If you've got your own takes on the story or the animation or any of the elements of it, throw those in the description or in the comments. And if you want to support me going forward, you can check out my Patreon, which is down in the description, and get early access to this and other content. Beyond that, I will see you next week for something completely different. Peace.